I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others, or by a fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Machedo is the best.
Hi there, Machedo speaking to you from Machedo.com. Who's Machedo and Think Personal Branding. Today the date is 3rd August 2017. Time right now is 2:09 in the afternoon. Yeah, I'm speaking to you from Thailand, Koh Samui. Alright, for those of you who do not know me, I've been in Toastmasters for the past 16 years. I mentored a couple of world champion finalists. Obviously they pay me money not to reveal their names. I wrote down scripts. I'm a script writer for many of the Toastmasters. They pay me a good amount of money to keep bum. I have mentored a lot of them, and the reason they don't want to tell anyone because they want to show, oh, I've done it in a very nice way. And also the reason why many of them do not like to reveal me as a mentor is because I'm controversial. I speak my mind off. I'm an atheist, and obviously when I look like this, you can't expect people to want to associate with me. Three of my world champion students have placed in the Toastmasters, with one even filing a police case against me because I didn't compliment her. I complimented the guy who got the first place. Okay, so anyway, that's a different story altogether. And after that, I learned that you need to keep away from certain categories of people because they are mad. Okay, anyway, that's all aside. So now it's more like I just want to give a lot of free information out there in exchange for having my videos or my material being shared, because anyway people come to me, especially during the competition time. Okay, hi baby. Okay, so the main thing what you need to understand is I will be giving you all the pointers here on how you can win any evaluation speech contest, and the only thing I'm asking for you in return is if you can like and share my videos, and if you can refer any customer or client, which will be great. If you can't, no problem, at least give me a thumbs up or put the comments down below. What prompted me to share this video is the fact that the last customer who I had got the second place in the district competition in the Middle East. And she took my ideas without giving me any acknowledgement, payment, nothing. And I didn't feel that was very right. So after that, I kind of got pissed off, but I didn't want to mention her name. So it's okay anyway. She's unethical. She wants to be this way. I'm getting used to it, people using me and then putting me as a bad guy. So I'm going to give you all the points that I gave her because she managed to get the second place, which clearly proves, and there is a science to it. There's a way how you can achieve success. So take down your pen and paper. Okay, take down your pen and paper and write down these points as I give them to you. Later on, I'll be writing them down and I'll update this in an article and I'll share it with all of you. So I hope this helps. Okay. Now, for those of you who are taking part in an evaluation contest, you need to understand that what you should be focusing on is not for the audience to love you, because when a evaluation contest gets over, you always get people, the audience, oh wow, fantastic, oh you will win, you will win. The thing is, nobody cares if the audience loved you. Nobody cares. The only people who care and whom you should care about is that was my wife, okay. Only people you should care about is the judges. So if the judges don't like you, then you will not survive, okay. So the first thing what you need to understand, the first basic principle in an evaluation contest is focus not on the audience, focus on the judges, okay. Now, there is this theory that, oh, we keep the judges hidden, nobody knows where the judges are. The fact is everyone knows everyone, so most of the time people know who the judges are, okay. That's point number one. The second point what you need to keep in mind is there's always a bias. There's always a bias, okay. So they will always focus on who they feel is right. Wait, and as I'm speaking to you, let me write down these points so I remember. Okay, first is impress the judges. Impress the judges. I'm doing it just randomly. The second one is bias. Okay, there's always be a bias. So now, if you want to succeed, make sure that you improve your chances on success. And this is a psychological trick that I teach my students or clients. If you're old, if you are mature, then make sure that you enhance your maturity. Like, for example, in terms of looking the part, okay? And if you're young, don't try to act too smart and cocky, because if you do that, okay, trust me, if you act smart and cocky, the judges by default will mark you down, okay? So that is why when I get a youngster, I tell the youngster, be nice, be sweet. It's like a cat showing big black eyes and you meow, you know? And I'm telling you this, they always say, wow, she's so talented. Oh, he's so gifted. Look at America's Got Talent, where you see, if a young, small baby girl, she sings very well, they'll just hit the buzzer, the golden buzzer. While if the same song was sung by a normal adult, you know, it'll be neutral. So we always go for things that are cute and, you know, so you need to exploit this bias. This is another psychological trick that I teach them, okay? Now, these are two things. The third one, which I think you really need to focus on, is you need to improve your chain of thought, okay? By chain of thought. Let me write it down. Improve your chain of thought. Now, what do I mean by improve your chain of thought? When a speech is going on, okay, when a speech is going on and people, you know, the person is giving a speech, obviously you can't pause, you can't stop, you have to learn to write. So in order to improve your chain of thought and your ability to write down what you're seeing, the strategy that I suggest to my students and clients is buy a list of DVDs of the world's best speakers, the world's best. Let's say Darren LaCroix, he's one of my top favorites. Then you have Dhananjay Hariata, or whatever his name is. You know, these guys, they're really, really good, like Jim Keys. Watch these guys, especially speakers who are very fast, who give you lots of points. Buy their DVDs, especially speakers. And, you know, at first what I recommend is get the perfect speakers, okay? Because what happens then, you have a standard by which you see their performance, and have a look at them. And when you take the paper, look at these people as they're playing in real time and keep jotting things down as you're looking. Practice this. First, you practice this at a normal speed. Then, if you have VLC player, what you do is play it at 1.5 times faster and try to, you know, evaluate the speech as they're writing. So the speech is going faster. You need to jot down your thoughts faster. Then do it a little bit more faster. So what happens is, this improves your ability to focus, to remember, to jot down, and keep looking. At first, it'll be very hard. For me, what I did is, in order to improve my evaluation, observation, and thought pattern, I used to watch at least, I think, around 100, 150 speakers at one time. You know, I bought the entire, that time it was Bill Stevens Productions. I bought the entire library, and per day I used to watch like 10 speakers and keep jotting it down and writing it down and moving to the next one. So it kind of really fries your brain, but it gives you the skill, okay? So improve your chain of thought and your ability to write, and your ability to write, okay, with practice. Now, the next one, what I recommend you to do in order to win an evaluation contest is, what you should do is, look at the, like I told you before, look at the world's best speaker, take the judging sheet, and write down what is he doing that is absolutely amazing. Watch that. And you can even check out my analysis of that Dhananjay Hariata, whatever. I'll put the link below. And see how I've thin sliced his speech. Thin slicing is where you look at frame by frame. So if the guy's hand moves like this, it's like, you look at each and every frame, and then you break it down into his eye movements, into his face movements, each and everything. So watch the point is, watch the world's best speakers and break them into piece by piece. So it's thin slicing. So watch the world's best speakers and thin slice. Okay, so that's, let me write down, this is point number 4. All right, so what happens is, when you keep doing this, you will find nuggets of points which you can use. Now, let me give you 18 points. Let me give you kind of the 18 points that I use as a template. And I recommend this, that you write it down, because, you know, there are quite a number of it. Later on when I put the article, you can copy paste. So the first one, you need to understand that I'm giving you these points so that you, if you write it down on a sheet of paper, or you have a template, or you have this in your mind, as the person speaking, you write it down. Okay. So the points are: first one is speech value. Okay. So is the speech interesting? Is it meaningful? Is it memorable? So first one is speech value. The second one is preparation. Do you feel the guy really prepared very hard? Do you feel that he put hours and hours of dedication, or do you feel it was just a random speech? Or is it like he prepared so well that it looks like it's a natural speech? Then did you feel that he was dressed appropriately? Did he walk with the air of confidence? Did he move on the stage smooth? Okay. The third one is delivery. Was he direct? Was he confident? Did he connect to the audience? Did he look at everyone? Did he speak with conviction? Okay. Point number 4, which is now the normal cliche classic stuff, is like opening. Was it attention grabbing? Did it arouse interest? Did it make you want to listen to more? Then the next one is the body of the speech. Was the transitions there? Did he give logical facts? Did he support it giving references? One of the other things that they look for in Toastmasters is they look for quotations, which I find very childish and kiddish, but they look for quotations. Oh, he quoted this guy, so that adds more value to the speech. Then the conclusion. Conclusion, did he encapsulate the whole thing? Did he speak what he spoke in the beginning, that he spoke in the middle? Did he bring it in the end? Did it end with a climax? How did you feel? Okay. Then you're talking of typical stuff like, did he bring his notes? Did he speak without notes? Did he appear confident? Did he appear nervous? Then the next one is posture and movement. Was it natural? Was it purposeful? Did he have a lot of expressions? Did he do something in his movement that stood out? Like, if you say the power of one. And if you remember this guy, I used it in my speech when I said the invisible string. I spoke of the string, and I kept doing this action, so people remember this. Darren LaCroix showed by falling down. So Jim Key showed it's never too late, to chase your dreams, that kind of thing. Then the next one is audience participation. This is used by speakers when they say, when they ask the audience to sing with them, or what do you think? Do you think? How many of you feel? Raise your hands. So this is audience participation, which is point number 9. Point number 10 is the facial expressions. For this, you really have to look very closely and just get snapshots, visualize and keep them in your memory. So, and if you do speak about it, it really helps, especially animated, friendly, genuine expression like and even the ones that stand out. You mentioned this. Point number 11, which I don't know how they actually evaluate this, but how I look at it as it's called chunking, whereby you look at if the audience is like this, I look at, if I have to look from here to here, I just break it down in the center. If I have to look, from left to right here, I look in the center, just kind of keep a wide angle. So it's chunking. Yeah, you can talk about that. Then point number 12 is vocal variety, high and low and slow and fast, and excited and sad, and, all this stuff. You can speak the articulation, the pitch, the rate, the tempo, the variety. Then point number 13 is language and words. Did he use like flowery words? Was it verbose? Did he encapsulate the words? So which words stood out? And did he, like they say, paint a picture, and you could see it happening. Okay, point number 14, grammar, this is where you actually lose points. You don't gain more points. So keep this in mind. In grammar, you'll always lose points. So you can bring up the part of, did you feel it was appropriate? Was his grammar outstanding? Then point number 15, these are the added points. Now, how many times did he make people laugh? How many times? Whom did he make, laugh? And why do you think he inserted this humor line this way? Or how intelligent he was to, insert humor. Point number 16 is the power of a well-placed pause. okay, which only good speakers do. So this is something most of the speakers, especially at the finals, they do. So bring this out. Point number 17, which is kind of abused. It's having all these props. Some people overdo it. Some people do with invisible props. Okay. And point number 18 is your personal preferences. Okay. What did you feel? Now, these 18 points. I'll write them down in my article that I put up later. This is what people normally. I tell people have all these points, so you have something to speak in each area. Okay. Now, let me show you something. And this is a trick that I used to use when I used to do my evaluation. Okay. Now, for example, okay, this is a paper. Okay, I think this is a paper. They give you papers. Okay, they give you papers. What I normally used to do is when I would get a paper like this, I'd fold it. This is how I'd fold it. Okay, and I would keep actually 3-4 papers. Now you have a choice. Either you can do this with individual 4 papers, or you can do with one paper. Fold it like this. Okay. Now after you fold it like this, the trick is one side you put general observations, just general observations, whatever come. Second one is what did you really like about the speaker? What do you really like? You just put it there. Okay. Then here you put, so here general observations, what did you really like? Here you put suggestions, areas where he can improve. Okay. And last you put here is the climax. What made the speaker great, or what made the speech amazing? Okay. So one is general observations. Second one is what did you like? Third one is suggestions, the feedback. And last one is what made the speaker or speech great. Now, you need to have 4 papers, either 4 papers like this. Okay, 4 papers. So I normally keep 1, 2, 3, 4. And I divide it into half. Now, why do I do that? As the speaker is speaking on the first paper, which is general observation, I just keep writing whatever comes, right? I keep jotting it down. If suppose as he's speaking, I felt something he didn't do right. So because I numbered them, like point number 1, general observations, point number 2, what I like, point number 3 is suggestions. Let's say he did something he fumbled. Immediately, instead of writing it in general observations, I'll go to number 3 and write down, okay, he fumbled, okay? So then I give a solution immediately. Fumbled, and I give the solution immediately. So what happens is, instead of pointing out a mistake, I'm looking at a suggestion, okay? So, and remember this, almost all the judges, okay, they're looking for this sandwich technique. Whether you like it or not, they're looking for the bloody sandwich technique, okay? And that is what you need to focus on. So, let me write down. I spoke to you about the points. How many? 19 points? 19 points or 18 points? Yeah, 19 points. 9 points of wisdom. Then I spoke to you about the worksheet, okay? Worksheet. Okay. So, the 6 points. The first one was impress the judges. Second one is work on the bias. Third one is improve your chain of thought and ability to write. Fourth one is watch the world's best speakers and thin slice them. Point number 5 is, I give you these points, many points. Point number 6 is the worksheet. Okay. Now, point number 7. So, this is one thing that positions you from everyone else. Okay. So, unique positioning. Okay. Now what happens is almost every speaker who comes, they focus on their dress. Oh, I need to dress smart. Everyone's wearing a blue tie. I'll wear a red tie. I'll stand up, which is good. You need to focus on how you dress so that you position yourself uniquely from everyone else. But here's the thing. If you only wear the dress and you position yourself uniquely, but you don't focus on, your script, the chances are you will fail. Okay. So if you look at the judging sheet, let me just get you the judging sheet. Okay. I'll just write a Toastmasters evaluation judging form. Okay. Judging form. So let me just get it from the TMI website. I'm actually getting it now. So this is how it looks like. You have the judging sheet, which is actually analytical quality, okay, recommendations, technique, and summation. So get it printed out and have a look at it. So what happens is here, people normally focus on the analytical part. Okay, they focus on the analytical part. They focus on the technique and summation. Okay, majority of the people don't focus on two key areas, which I think is extremely important in order to win. So when I train my students, what I do is I tell them, focus on two areas that will differentiate you from everybody else. And what are the two areas? The two areas that you must focus on if you want to succeed. Number one is, this is the way, this is the secret, huh? Trust me. So listen carefully. The first one is blast through all the bloody points fast. Okay, you have, I think, 3 minutes. 3 minutes? Do I remember this? Yeah, 3 minutes. 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 3. Yeah, 3 minutes. I think you have 3 minutes. Okay. I hope I got that right. How many fucking minutes is it? Minutes, yeah, 2, 2.5, 3. Yeah, 3 minutes. Let me just confirm that. I'll do it later. Okay. If I'm wrong, just correct me. Okay. Now, as far as I remember, because it has been years, it is 3 minutes. Now, what happens is the timing device, okay, the timing device, it normally focuses on, wait, let me just get this. Toastmasters, judging, evaluation, judging, criteria. Okay, let me just get this. Guide and ballot. It's surprising, it has been years. Timing. Okay. All right. Okay, got it. It has been bloody ages. Okay. Now, what you need to understand is keep this. This is a big secret. Okay, you really need to focus on this secret. Okay. Now, what happens is the timing. Remember, the timing is the timing of the speech is 2 to 3 minutes. Speech timings less than 1 minute 30 seconds and more than 3 minutes 30 seconds are disqualified. So the green light comes at 2. Amber at 2 minutes 30 seconds and red light at 3. Now this is one key area people don't focus on, and that is why they lose. That's why they lose. Okay. Now the green light comes at 2 minutes. Okay, the green light. Just imagine now you have a 3 minute speech and the green light comes at 2 minutes. Okay, then you have 2.5 and 3. So you have 30 seconds before you wake up. So what normal people do is they focus until the second minute. Once they see the green light, then they move into recommendations, then they move into conclusion. So, it's like you just have 30 seconds, 2 slots, and you're putting in 2 key areas. So what I recommend you to do if you want to win, just blast through the whole speech in terms of what did you like and what did you observe within the first minute. Okay? Within the first minute, just blast through the entire speech, what he did, everything, give them solid, rock hard content. Okay? After the first minute, after you finish the first minute, immediately move into suggestions and recommendations. Okay? So what you do is give recommendations, suggestions, let it be equally 1 minute. So you have observations, then you have recommendations. And then when you see the green light, then add on more content of what did you like or what made the speech absolutely outstanding. Okay, keep going on till you see the amber. All right, after you see the amber, that is where you start to conclude. And when you conclude, remember there is a small little place in the judging criteria which says summation. This is one thing 99% of the speakers don't do. They do not summarize. And in order for you to win, the judge should know that you summarized. So make it explicit. So even if the judge is dumb, he knows that you summarized. So you say in summation or in summary, or to use the exact word. So then he's like, oh, so summary, good. So when he's marking the ballots, that time he remembers. And make the summary exactly of everything what you said. Repeat everything else and say, given all these points, in terms of the analysis of the speech, the recommendations, and the overall summary. I conclude whatever you want to conclude. Okay, so what I would say this is how you play the game, the timing. So keep in mind, majority of speakers, what they do, they focus on the 2 minutes. After they see the 2 minutes, then they give the recommendations and the summation. Don't do that. Blast through the entire speech within the first minute. Immediately move to the recommendations and suggestions. Then when you see the green light, you move to the conclusion, that is the summation of the entire speech, make it long, and finally end with the air of finality. And I'll tell you, it works wonders. Okay, so this is point number 8. Point number 9, let me give you another loophole, or let me give you a loophole that most of the people don't seem to remember, which is what I gave that female, and which is why she won. Okay. The fact is, the majority of the judges, they are not world-class speakers. I'm sorry if I'm hurting your ego, but they are not. You want proof? Ask the very judges who are judges to give a world-class speech. Just try to remember where did they give. In fact, in table topics, if you ask a table topic judge to give a table topic, he can never give it. So why is he judging a table topic? I can never understand. Okay, so you get guys who can't do it, but they'll judge you. Okay, so a table topic judge cannot give a good table topic, doesn't know how to give a good table topic, but he will judge you on a good table topic. Okay, so you have the same human beings who will be a judge, will be an evaluator, and they don't know how to evaluate properly. They have never given a proper evaluation. Just maybe one judge out of the whole lot. Okay, so how can you play with that loophole? What you need to do here is, if you really want to impress, really absolutely impress them, okay, you need to play around with words. Seriously, play around with words. And for that, what I recommend is have a list of words and sentences and phrases that you by heart into your system much before the contest. Okay? Like for example, the standard ones I used to use. I have won almost every evaluation contest on the planet, and I've trained people who could never win anything. They've started to win it. Okay? It's very simple. What you do is, this is a standard line, stock line. The speaker walked on the stage with an air of confidence and stood at the position that he had decided, and then with an air of authority looked around, viewed where he was going to start, and started with that first word that rang a bell in my ears. If you use that, the judge will be, wow, what a presentation. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay? And remember this, when you are use this standard stock phrases. Okay, he was not at all verbose. The lexicon of words that he had, stuff like this. I can't remember now, but I used to buy that. And when you're ending, say in summation, because obviously you'll get marked over there. Say considering blah blah blah. They say the authenticity, the capacity, the virtuosity, blah blah blah. Use some big words. I emphatically conclude that this speaker has everything it is necessary to achieve greatness. So just as Jim Collins said, from good to great, any person, individual or company who gives his heart and soul with the vision for the future can achieve anything. This speaker, blah blah blah, can achieve greatness. Over to you. So what happens is, when you give the stock answers and quotes, it achieves wonders. This is one loophole. So loophole 1 is stock answers, quotes, words and phrases. Now another loophole which most of the judges do not know. Okay, I've done this. When a speaker comes and moves his left hand, moves his right hand, and left leg and right leg, and moves up and down, one of the ways I has to play around is, I has to tell them, the speaker moved his right hand 7 times and his left hand 14 times, and the right leg he moved in that direction 3 times, and the left leg in that direction, the left side, he moved 2.5 times. And he, in order to emphasize this point number X, whatever, he circled around and came. Now, you seriously think the judge over there counted how many steps he moved his left hand, left leg, right leg, and moved his body at which phrase? They don't remember. You can play around with this. You seriously can play. Now that I've made it public, maybe you can't play around, but you can play around with this. Okay? Now, how did I get this loophole? When I started thin slicing all these world champion speakers, I found out that, they do move around, and, there are these bits and pieces where they do calculate. But what I realize is I'm the only one who's paying attention to all this. These judges, they don't. So you can exploit this weakness, because the judge really, he doesn't bother. He just sits there and watches the speech, and you're paying attention to everything. So when you go and give these statistics, he moved his hand 5 times this way, his left hand 6 times, his left leg in that direction 4.2 times, the judge, oh wow, he's a great evaluator, oh fantastic. And what you do is give these points, these technical points, especially at the end of the presentation, because that is where the judge will take the pen right at the end when he sees the red light and you move out. Then he tries to recap. What did the speaker say? What did the evaluator say? And they'll be, wow, he gave all these great points at this time. Just randomly shoot like a bullet, like a machine gun, shoot it, and he will feel, wow, fantastic. Fantastic speaker. Great, fantastic. And that is how you can actually win. Okay? So loophole number 2 is ridiculous statistics. Okay? This works wonders. Loophole number three, always keep in mind, the person who shows confidence, the person who has an aura, the person who has that mannerisms, the build, you achieve wonders. So if you come there like, our speaker, good speaker, fantastic speaker, he was good. And the typical Indian. You'll never succeed. You need to come across as if you're the ultimate driving machine, like the BMW. This speaker, you move your hands, your body adjusts, and he walked, and he looked. Move your gestures as if it's powerful. That doesn't mean you go up there, hey, yo, don't. It takes practice. Do this, it really works wonders. And especially towards the end with the air of authority. Look at the speaker, look at him as if he's a baby, as if you're his father. So look at him in that way, have that mentality, and I'm telling you, the judges will actually feel it. They'll be like, wow, this is a speaker with authority, and that really works. So next one is, play around with body language. Okay, body language. The next loophole, which I'll tell you, which really worked, it kind of worked for me, is whether you like it or not, if you're likable, you will succeed. Case in point, I'll give you this. There is this Toastmaster who I don't want to name. The guy has a syndrome where he is slightly, he's handicapped, okay? For lack of a better word, he's handicapped, okay? And he was in this table topics contest in the finals, all right? So he was shaking like a bloody leaf, and and I didn't like him. Those days I hated him, okay? I never liked him because he is an irritating asshole, okay? But he was literally shivering. His mom was there. And he said, Loy, any tip for me to win? So I told him that time, listen, capitalize on people's stupidity. I said, you are crippled. So what you do is cough more. Show your suffering. Show that you can't walk. Go up on stage as if you're literally dying. And show them that you're struggling and you're fighting and you are trying to give them the best. And after you finish, show that you nearly collapsed or something like that. Play around with your emotion. You will win. The guy, he did exactly what I told him. He went up to say, he went up to say, everyone was like, even I fell for it. Everyone thought he's going to die, And everyone was like, oh, poor thing, poor baby. He went up on stage. And what was the fucking topic? The topic that he gave, how did you overcome adversity? I was like, fucking hell. If he doesn't win this, I'm going to change my gender. I'm going to change my sexual orientation. The guy spoke about his suffering. And you know what he did? You need to play around with the people's emotions. He spoke about his mummy and my mother. The minute he spoke about his mother, you should have seen the judges. The judges first they were looking at him. And then they see his mother. They were crying. And they fell for it. I knew he won. And after he finished, he still kept the same. He was about to collapse. His mother stood up. People came around. And he became a hero. So the next point is play with emotions. Play with emotions. Seriously, it works wonders. Okay. Now, obviously, if you're not handicapped, if you're not injured, you can't play around with emotions. So how do you do that? Be likable. Be nice. Always remember the girl who looks attractive and sweet. Yes, sir. No problem. And she blushes. Oh, I've seen even old men rank that girl higher. I have actually mentored a girl who's very attractive. I told her, just, be very nice. Do move like a cat. But don't do it explicitly, because these are nice people. These are family people. Obviously, don't go and show your cleavage and your buttocks and all that. But be very nice. So if it's a senior judge, his respect, be very nice, courteous. Make him feel like you're his daughter. But if there's a judge who keeps looking like this, well, you know what to do in order to win. So play around with the emotions. I'm telling you, this is all part of the contest. Now, you might say, Law, you're so unethical and all that. End of the day, people only care if you won the first place or not. If I ask you who won the first place in district, who won the first place in World Championship final, you remember the name. Can you remember who got the third place? Can you remember who got the fifth place? Can you remember the list of contestants who never won? No, we only remember champions. So if your objective is to win, play these games. Because this is what champions do. They play with emotions. Another one is loophole number 5. Okay, loophole number 5, which I've done, is PR, public relations. Now, public relations, what I used to do is, keep in mind, in your district, there will be these people who constantly, they're jobless. They're just absolutely jobless. They'll get called for every possible competition as a judge, because they know they can never win a competition. They don't have any personal life. They don't have anything got to do at home. So they'll go for every Toastmaster, and they feel very great. Our honorable so-and-so, and he's like, I'm honorable in my house. Nobody looks at me. Nobody gives a damn about me. Here I'm honorable. And there are these people who, in their companies, they are absolutely non-productive. Nobody gives a damn about them. But here they are like suited up. Yes, Mr. Nopu the Great. I'm great. In my office, I'm sweeper. I'm an office boy. Here I'm wearing suit. And then there are some people who love. You will not believe this. There are some people who love getting, that small certificate, which is like a paper, which I burnt and threw it out. They like collecting them. They like collecting medals and trophies, like how I have at the back. So they go for judges. Now, so you need to find out who these people are and be very nice to them. Very nice. I used to go to them like as if I'm their son. Please, sir, give me your wisdom, your advice. What will I do? And they feel very glad. Oh, you want my advice? Okay. Now, here's the thing. When he gives you the advice, he's actually giving you the strategy by which he will judge the contest. Write it down, by heart it, put it on a data sheet. You will come to know how the majority of those idiots actually mark a speech. All right. So that is point number 13, public relations. Okay. Point number 14 is you need to practice your word per minute. Word per minute. Always keep in mind, the higher the number of words per minute, the more the content you can actually squeeze. So a guy who says 3 points and another guy who says 7 points, the judge automatically is inclined towards the person who says 7 points. So more points, the better. So improve on your words per minute, time yourself, and keep practicing without a stopwatch, without looking at a stopwatch, and time yourself so you kind of get the intuitive sense when to stop. Okay? Now, the other thing which you need to keep in mind is the fact that let me just tell you this. Suggestion from world class speakers. Now, here's the thing. Most of these so-called judges, even if they have gone through world class material, it's normally related to only Toastmasters. They don't go beyond that. So whenever you give a suggestion from someone beyond Toastmasters who's really, really famous. Like, for example, this is something I used to do. Patricia Fripp now is part of the Toastmasters family. I don't know if she still is. So where everyone else used to give their suggestion, I used to say, like one of the top professional speakers in the world who was multi-time awarded with all that, with the Speaker of the Year and all. She said, Patricia Fripp with these credentials said this. Judge is like, wow, Patricia Fripp said this. What a great evaluator. Then sometimes you use Tony Robbins, what Tony Robbins said. What did Brian Tracy say? What did, famous people famous people who are great authorities, take their quotations, by heart this in your head, by heart, just keep it there in your memory, and just, just insert it towards the ending. Because what happens, the judge says, wow, nobody spoke about Les Brown's quote. Nobody said, Les Brown, the famous international speaker, said. Or you can even spoke, the president of Toastmasters. If you find a person who's very likable, let's say, for example, DTM Mohammad Murad, okay? He's very likable in the Middle East. DTM Mohammad Murad once said, and all the people who support Mohammad Murad will say, wow, he said. And when they will be writing the points, Mohammad Murad said. So that is what makes it memorable. Okay, so take suggestions from world-class speakers beyond Toastmasters, not just. Okay. Point number 16 is, keep this in mind. You need to practice. You need to practice. Practice. Take video feedback. Practice and video feedback. Now, the main thing is, when you keep practicing, you'll notice certain mannerisms of yours in every evaluation. Take it down and write it down in the judging sheet. Evaluate yourself and know where you stand. And remember this, end of the day, it is a person who gets the maximum marks wins. So focus on these key areas, but here's the thing. Keep this much in mind. There are some areas where, you can stand out. For example, there is nobody who focuses on recommendations that much. There's nobody who focuses on summation that much. So focus on these two areas. If you want to score points in techniques and analytical quality, go get pre-canned material like words and suggestions from top-notch speakers that you can use anywhere. For example, Dave Ross, who said, never let anyone out-prepare you. Now you can use this amazing quote. He's my really good friend on Facebook. This amazing quote you can use literally anywhere. Never let anyone out-prepare you. 1991 world champion of public speaking, Dave Ross, said these words. And I say to you, wow, you can use it. So by heart these points that really are universal, that can be used anywhere. And the judge will be like, oh, wow. And keep this in mind. If you say 1, 2, 3, like Patricia Fripp, Dave Ross, and let's say David Brooks, the columnist who's a famous speaker himself. Okay. So what happens is people are like, wow, So put these, speaking about the video feedback, when you insert these, you start getting more points. And keep one more thing in mind. The judge, many of the judges, they go back and forth and say, oh, I rated him equal to this. Maybe I need to change. Always keep in mind, when two people are equal, he will always give to the one he's kind of inclined to with his gut feeling. So if likability is there, most probably, this always happens, he gives to the person whom he remembered did something that extra. So that is where, video feedback helps. So if you look at your video feedback, always first look at it, find out, put your data on the judging sheet, and then see where you can get the extra bit, and that extra bit by heart, and put it in your system. Okay. Last, if not the least, point number 17 is get yourself a professional mentor. Okay. If you get yourself a professional mentor, he will be able to look at these key areas and tell you where the hell you need to score more points. And don't get just about any random person. Get the hardest hitting analytical person. I'm not saying come to me, because I charge what you'll pay for the whole year for Toastmasters. I'll charge you in an hour. Okay, get someone else who's very analytical. The problem is most of them will not share their trade secrets. Why? Because they want to win contests, and they'll only help the ones they like. So get yourself a world-class mentor who can dissect you, who can show you how you dissect world-class speakers and put it down on paper. And if you practice this every single day, trust me, you will get better. You'll be the world's best evaluator. I have been able to do this and win hands down all the judging contests, all of them. Okay, and whomsoever I mentored have won. So this is the secret. I've given it to you, and I dedicate this to that bitch who used my secrets without giving me any credit, without paying me the money, and she got second place at district last year. Okay. Shame on you, I don't want to say your name, but shame on you, because you don't deserve the respect that you're getting. So whatever you won it by shame. So having said that, thank you very much. Whether you like me or don't like me, I don't care. But remember this much. These points that I've given you, trust me, you put these points, you will succeed. Whether the judge likes it, doesn't like it, okay, you can play around with these points. You can 100% succeed. I hope this video helps you. I wish you all the best in your Toastmasters journey. And please, never, ever, ever backstab your mentor who especially made you a champion. This goes out to all those people who succeed but never thank their mentors. For one, I'd like to thank my mentor for 16 years, 17 years, who is totally opposite of me. He is the epitome of goodness, of character, of values, of everything that is good. That is not me. Mohammad Murad, DTM Mohammad Murad, who is the ex-president of Toastmasters, is a great human being, fantastic human being. I'm not worthy to be called his student. He is the epitome of goodness. He's a great man. I really love and respect him. I want to thank Lucky Savlani, who helped me win the Middle East World Championship, Loyola Pinto for being my friend, and all those other people who maybe right now I can't think of, but thank you guys. These are my mentors. And please, whatever I've said, my personality, how rotten it is or whatever, it has nothing got to do with them. Only the goodness that I've received from them, I'd like to credit them. So Lloyd from Machedo.com, who's Lloyd Machedo and Think Personal Branding, giving a shout out to all those great people. And for you students, you want to succeed, this is how you need to win. I'll be putting up the notes coming up very soon. If you need anything, get in touch with me. We'll be happy to help you. Lloyd from Machedo.com, this is Lloyd Machedo and Think Personal Branding, saying goodbye for now.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others or by fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Lloyd Machedo is the best.